record this.
Oh, me too. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is great. It's great to see everyone.
See, this is the advantage
Yes, it was a nice.
of Corona. This is the advantage of Corona. We have this. We had never thought of this thing before. Now we are.
Yeah, it's true. It's allowing us to do things that we wouldn't have done previously. So yeah, that's very good
Yeah.
in that sense.
In some respects, it's kind of crazy that it takes a situation like this to change perspective and suddenly go, what can we do if we cannot fly to see each other? But we were not flying to see each other anyway.
That's right.
For me, I'm spending a lot of time with clients and with friends and family in New Zealand on the other side of the world, more than I've spent in the last 6 months. It's crazy and wonderful.
Yeah, that's
I've been telling people that this is we call it social distancing, but the reality is it's not social distancing. It's physical distancing for sure, but it's bringing people together more than before because we're realizing the importance of human connection. And so in a way it's bringing a lot of people closer together, bringing a lot more compassion to each other as well. So yeah,
We are at a demonstration of what you said, because we are here and it's the first time that we meet each other on Zoom from a really long time, I guess quite 3 years. So you are right. 3 years, is it?
And this is 3 years. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely right. And this is the beauty of this. That's why I'm saying this Corona actually has made at least me realize the importance of you all. I mean, like, we all were in touch. We had WhatsApp. Somehow we were exchanging ideas and thoughts. I've been following what Orlando is doing. I've been following what Muneer, Laura. I follow you guys on Facebooks and Instagrams and I don't know, LinkedIn, social medias. But we never thought of taking out time and actually spending time like this, exchanging of ideas, exchanging of views, sharing of knowledge, giving a smile to each other. These things, at the end of the day, are the most important aspects of humanity. One of the hashtags that I have started, and I would love if all of you can, take that lead on that hashtag, is humanity won over Corona. Now, it has two meanings: that humanity became one over Corona and humanity won over Corona. So I strongly believe that we now are in a phase which is going to rewrite the history of this world, an unprecedented event, writing an unprecedented future, and turning the complete chapter of history.
love it. I love it. I've been getting a couple of people to use a couple of hashtags, which is using my time wisely as well. Like, because we're locked in. I mean, what are you doing? Watching all of Netflix? I don't know. So, yeah, I've been using my time quite a lot. I'm quite excited to see you guys all on here. Can I ask, what is the situation like in Italy right now? Because so from you guys,
we are locked down, and we have police and the military in the streets, and you can only walk 200 meters from your house. And if you just walk, you go away, you do not have a valid reason that you can demonstrate, you pay a lot of money, 500 euros, if you go in some other place. Yes, you can only shops in the shops close to your home, and you can go outside 2 people only alone. You can go in the shops with other people.
Yeah.
You can walk only one adult and one child, and all the schools are closed, of course. And if you want, you can go to work if you can demonstrate that your job is maybe in a place or alone, or you have animals, you have to look after the countries, you have to cultivate fruits and vegetables, you can work. while
Yeah.
other people are all at home. And the problem is that no one is telling us nothing,
Yeah.
and they are lying about the numbers of dead.
Oh, wow.
They are not able to distinguish from people that is dead and they had in that time the coronavirus, but the coronavirus is not the reason of the dead, between the coronavirus dead. So our numbers are so high, but it's a lie.
Yeah.
Is a lie, because you
Okay.
go in the hospital, maybe you have the coronavirus and you die with the cancer. So you have died, you go in the number of dead for coronavirus. So this, of course, augment the fears
Yes.
and the anger. So now,
Yeah.
after a big period of fear, now is starting the anger, and people fight each other because you do not put this, you do not wear gloves, so you are a bastard. You put this and you wear gloves, you are a bastard.
Yeah.
A crazy, crazy, crazy moment, and the media are fucking telling us a lot of lies. And we can't make the test. We can't make the test. I called 10 private hospitals to say, I want to do the test. It doesn't matter how much it costs. 1,000 euros, I pay 1,000 euros. No, you can't. We don't do. And I said, I don't feel good. Okay, if you don't feel good, you stay at home. That's the real situation in Italy.
Wow.
I called the doctor and say, I feel bad. And he said, oh, don't come here. Don't go in the hospital. Stay at home, close in your home. So there are people that stay at home with the dead people because they're dead, and no one came to bring them. And they are lying. They're ignorant, not competent, and liars. That's the situation in Italy.
Wow. Wow.
So what can I do? Just to share other informations, maybe coming from other countries, with people that maybe are not able to read in English, and to talk to people and to say that the fear is this is just to make people scared. Because I can't understand, to make the tampon, and I asked to make the blood examination to see if I had the coronavirus, and maybe now I'm safe. They said, no, we can't.
Laura, that is
Each
very
other country.
interesting things that you are mentioning. Let me ask you one question, because we in Pakistan now are starting to see that rise. Do you think this increase came in Italy, in your opinion, or even Michela, you can also add in that? It is because people were careless, or it was because the government didn't do anything, or it was a mixture? I mean, how would you rate the?
Allora, well, we are two regions that we still close. Mine close to Reno, and the region close to Milan. This is the most full of ill people. The problem was that in Milan, they put the first, where in that house where they are ancient stay.
Yeah, the old people home.
Okay, old people. They put people that are not so healthy in the house of old people.
Oh. Didn't make sense.
So that's a responsibility of persons that are not able to manage with emergency. They are human wrong, and they are the desire to control us with restriction, with military restriction. I can't understand why, because now I'm not a magician, but I think that now we should go outside. And only a lot of dead in these two regions, Piemonte, Turin, and Milan. A lot of hi.
Joe is with us.
Ciao.
Hey.
Joe, where are you right
And,
now?
They are.
Yes, please.
Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yes, please, Laura, continue.
To finish.
Sorry,
No,
I
to
didn't
finish
wanna
my
interrupt.
answer. To finish my answer, maybe they say that the reason should be the vaccine for meningite, because it's two region was they go on with this vax. But I guess that there are the no vax that said that the fault is the vax. We do not know. We really do not know. That's the problem.
Yeah. How
The
long
only
has it
things
been
I
so
know,
far?
49 days,
How
she
long?
only told. 49 days, she said.
49, yeah, yeah.
We are locked in house. We started to stop with schools 2 months, and
Yeah.
now it's 42 days
42,
that
okay,
I'm
sorry.
locked at home. 42.
Yeah.
Yes, 42.
Yeah. Yeah, the school stopped a while ago for us as well,
Mhm.
about a month and a half ago.
Munir, you are in UAE or Oman?
I'm in the UAE.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are in the UAE. And Joe is in
Yeah, yeah.
Pennsylvania. Joe, how is it there in Pennsylvania, by the way?
Beautiful sunny weather. Despite everything else.
Mr. Trump is happy?
Spring. Everybody's happy because everybody's home.
Yeah.
It's everybody is affected. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are in danger right now. I have a couple of friends that are suffering from asthma, so it's a huge concern for it's a life and death decision to go out for them. But I always focus on what's positive, right? Like what is the gift in this whole situation. So yeah.
So are you guys, just out of curiosity, are you guys doing much online with regards to, I don't know, putting out content, either coaching or...
Yeah, Munir, for me personally, I am now completely online. I launched my first course, Master Your Life 2.0 online course. And it is, I have got about 30 guys who are doing it from, I have got students from US, UK, Korea. There's one guy from Australia. So I think I wouldn't be able to reach all these people if I was still doing the offline courses, which I normally am. So I personally think that this has been an amazing learning curve and a journey. Zoom has been my real good friend, as well as I am now planning, because you guys are all here with me. So I wanted to float this idea that why don't we market our skills and we do an online conference, an NLP conference or a trainers conference or something like that, because that is something which people
Yeah.
would like to know, and we can share, each one of us can have our own expertise and sessions related to that. I mean, I want this particular session, I'm not going to take it live to Facebook, but I'm recording it and I'll share it on YouTube later on. However, later on, I think if we can plan and do it, because we people are going to be the change factors. I'm doing a lot of sessions with the frontline doctors, with the law enforcement agencies, with corona patients. I have done sessions with 2 corona patients already. In fact, one guy, they had 5 family members in the quarantine in the hospital when I was doing session with that family. So I think there's a lot that we can do together.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I'd love to. I think at this time, there's a lot of people that are afraid, stressed, feeling anxieties, etc. And I mean, not like now's the time to kind of come together and show a bit of compassion, and perhaps we could do something, just I don't know, a free sort of webinar where we have multi speakers and each of us talk around some aspect of dealing with the emotions and the challenges. I mean, people are anxious about health, jobs, money, social distancing. New phobias are coming up. Germaphobes
OCD.
are
By the
being...
way,
I'm one.
I have dealt with 2 OCDs who have become OCD in the last 2 weeks. There's one
Yeah.
guy, he came to me for a session and he said that, Ali, I go wash my hands, okay? Then I come out and I use the, what do you call this, sanitizer. Then I realize the sanitizer bottle can have germs. So I go again, wash my hand. And then I realize that I am using the tap So I come back, put sanitizer, then I realize. So he said, I do this about 15 times every time I wash.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
unfortunately,
have a question.
yes, please.
How do you guys, what is your go-to technique to calm your own system down and kind of stay connected and stay balanced?
Let's say start,
How?
or Laura, or
Yeah.
About, well, I do meditation a lot. I make yoga each morning, and then I know that it's only a moment.
Yeah.
I have this. I'm sure that is only a moment, very of a difficult moment. I'm happy because I'm still working. I'm lucky because I feel good. I can be in contact because I have the technology. I have a PC. I have the connection. I have the water. I have the the heating.
Yes.
So that's
Water.
the thing that I'm thinking now. I have water and I have the heating because now it's very hot and sunny, but sometimes it's not so. So that's in this way. I mean, I guess to be very lucky. I think of that people that are in 4, 5 with child closed in a little apartment of 60 meters in the big buildings with children that cry each day because they want to go outside, and they to have husband and wife, and they all the wife that have to stay in a house with a husband that make violence.
Yeah. So yoga, meditation, staying hydrated, eating right.
Yes, like a flower.
Like a flower, yes. Okay.
treat yourself with the best.
I've got a really crazy one for you to try. I actually did a webinar on this fairly recently about managing stress and anxiety and etc. And one of the things that I said to people is, why don't you try this, right? Schedule, like you're trying to avoid being anxious all the time, right? And then you end up, whatever you resist persists, right? So instead of just trying to not be anxious the whole time, just schedule it. Like schedule, okay, 15 minutes, I'm going to be the best most anxious, like crazy, insane person. And then for 15, because like instead of wasting your whole day being anxious, like schedule it, be productive, right? 15 minutes. And then go crazy, like, oh my God, the world's gonna end. It's all over.
Muneer, let's add one more thing. Let's do the spoon bending at that one time.
No, but then, and then at the end of 15 minutes, it's like, oh, okay, over.
Okay, yeah.
What's next on my list? Okay, now I need to write my book. And then you just write your book. And then if you start feeling anxious, you'd be like, no, I gotta, I have to schedule that. That's for tomorrow's session. And then you just go back. And I know it sounds crazy. But if instead of suppressing, just let it all out. And then like actively, I mean, who's gonna think you're crazy? You're self-isolated, so go crazy. Right? Like, and I swear to you, it is I've tried it a few times. Like when because usually I'm generally a happy person and I don't let anything out anyway, but I was like, okay, let me try this. And I went crazy. Like I murdered a pillow. We had to bury it the other day. Poor guy. Like I went completely insane and literally let it all out. And then there's nothing left. If you do it properly, there's nothing left. You can't. So try it. It's a crazy one.
Sounds exciting.
Yes, sounds interesting. Different approach. Yeah, letting it all out.
Muneer is always with the right approaches at the right time. Muneer, by the way, I'll tell you one thing on a serious note. What you are doing right now is what we teach in Silva. That if you discipline your mind will start believing, okay, so this is the time now for me to get crazy. This is the time for me. So actually you are training your mind muscle to follow a routine of craziness as well. So it's an amazing idea. Never thought of using it like that. I love the idea. And I would actually like to hear from Orlando and Michaela as well.
See, hi. I live now in Canary Island, and here the situation is more or less like Laura told before. But here we have the luck that we haven't many person in the hospital, and there aren't many died. So we could hope in the next days we could go out a bit, because I think we try to use us in Spain with check and try to see what will be pass in the future if we could go out a little. And for me, it's a situation a little difficult because I'm alone in this house, very, very little. But I try each moment to change my state when I was a little down, and I could go well. Well, and I think it's good to take meditation, to take yoga también. It's for me, it's very, very good to this period.
Excellent.
So yoga also.
Yeah, yoga, once again, yoga is taking toll, right? And Orlando.
To work. Orlando, you look after the garden.
Oh, look, I am very, very fortunate.
Beautiful garden.
Actually,
I do count
envy you
myself
right
very
now.
lucky. I count myself very lucky that, for one, the weather it has been amazing here in the south of England for the last 2.5 weeks. Number two, I do have a garden. It's not very big, but it's beautiful to sit out on the grass and feel like I can be anywhere. The beautiful thing with an imagination is we can be anywhere. And Joe, to answer your question, the strategy that I have, I'm 29 days in, which is a little ahead of most of the UK, because I had the opportunity to go over to St. Lucia in the Caribbean for 4 days. So I went and did that, and of course the lockdown was coming into effect. When I got back to the UK, I self-isolated for 6 or 7 days, and then the announcement was made. So I was quite fortunate in the sense that I chose to lock myself in before I was told to lock myself in. And there is a lot of power in making that decision. And something that I'm sharing with a lot of people that I'm working with is, throughout our lives, we always have goalposts, sidelines. We always have restrictions. What's uncomfortable is those restrictions have changed very, very quickly out of our control. And to me, it's very important to have a routine that works for you, a daily, a weekly routine, so that you are in control and you are choosing that routine. Now, a lot of my clients take the advice that I give to do something like meditation, and I back that up with saying I do not meditate myself. In a meditation type of way, what I do is almost every client I work with online, after I work with them, whether it's a coaching or whether it's whatever it might be, I spend a certain amount of time, about 4 hours a day, creating and recording hypnotic recordings, hypnotic trances, things for other people, for sleep, for relaxation, for reducing anxiety. Well, on my MacBook, I use GarageBand for a recording platform. You talk to yourself for 3.5 hours a day, giving suggestions about how people can sleep oh so deeply. Go to bed at night and I sleep like a baby. So although I state that I don't put time aside to meditate, I would spend about 3 hours a day in a very specific altered state to deliver something that I love to do for other people and get great pleasure out of that's a wonderful state to be in for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And one of the points that I'm making a lot to people is further from what Muneer was saying earlier, rather than a different take on not this but that, is if someone asks you how was your day today, usually it comes back with good or okay or great or not so good. Well, that's a deletion, distortion, and generalization on what your whole day has been like. The more moments of your day that have been wonderful, the more likely it is that you're going to answer good or very good. So I focus on working with people to enhance their positivity of their state, how they're kinesthetically, how they're feeling. Because if they're spending an extra 1, 2, 3, 5 hours a day feeling good, then it doesn't leave a lot of room for having a bad day. And it's using time as the medium instead of saying here is the technique you must use, do whatever it takes. I mean, humor to me is the number one shield and armor against, quite frankly, stupidity. As Laura was saying earlier, the media, the government, blah, 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 blah. We don't know what to believe. Well, I do know what to believe. I believe what I see, what I hear, and what I feel, but I don't take that too seriously either. Just because I remember it a certain way doesn't mean that's how it is. But what I can control is what's in my immediate environment and what's my environment. And the skills that we have learned and the community of people that have to whatever level have engaged in NLP training, these skills are becoming more highly valuable by the day, because as days go on, many people are finding themselves very ill-equipped to deal with themselves, let alone other people that are around and close to them. It is very unusual. It's very uncommon ground, whether it's, whether we call it Virginia Satir, what is familiar? The will for familiarity is so powerful. And yes, the house is familiar and becoming incredibly familiar, but things that were behaviors that were our normal are not normal. They're just not available to us at the moment. And for a lot of people, that's very unsettling. I guess from my perspective, a large benefit that I've had is by my own choice, 2.5 years ago, I completely literally turned my life and place on the planet upside down. So my normal has been a state of difference for 2 years. So I'm actually, I will openly admit, I'm quite comfortable. I'm having a good time. In saying that I'm human too, the day that Boris Johnson announced that we were shutting down, I had a 2-day NLP and hypnosis fusion weekend coming up, and I had people booked in on my first practitioner here in the UK. And instantly, I saw in a moment, both of those things disappear. And that I did not enjoy. The next action, which was the right thing to do, was to contact each participant and every person that had paid money and engage a full refund, because I never saw this as 3 weeks. It was 6 weeks, 9 weeks, 12 weeks. And people may need that money. I didn't want to even have a conversation about it. So I didn't take a lot of pleasure in emptying that money out of a bank account and watching a business dissolve. And so I'll tell you the truth. I went and grabbed a beer and I went and sat just outside over there, and I felt I almost took Muneer's advice, and I felt exceedingly sorry for myself and cursed the world for how mean it was being to me. And then I realized something. I was sitting in a beautiful garden, patting the cat, drinking a nice cold beer, complaining about how bad my life was. I went back inside, and that's when I went, okay, what can I do? And look, what I chose to do in that moment was take the evening off and just quietly watch some television, go to bed, and it would be tomorrow's problem. And tomorrow I woke up, I felt good, and started focusing. It's going to take time to recover for many businesses, and some sadly will not recover at all. But we all are going through a big change, potentially a grieving process of some dimension, and then having to get up and get on with it. And those best equipped, I believe, have a responsibility to get out there, and whether it's in business networks or social networks or sporting networks, contact others and use your skills, but only with every word you use. You know, we all know this stuff. It's a great time to practice. And if not financially, well, in here we get paid tenfold when we get to raise up other people that might need a little help right now. That's my opinion.
Wow, Orlando,
Beautiful opinion.
that was beautifully put. And I would
Yes.
like to add a few things on this one before Joe, with your permission, because I know next I wanted you to say, but one thing that I have been doing since this has happened, even before we went into the lockdown, was that I immediately realized that it is not the virus, it is the fear which is going to kill the world. The virus has spread more faster on WhatsApp than it has actually spread in the world. And this social media disinformation cell, which I call literally a disinformation cell, like Laura actually echoed a few of those things that I always say. And because of that, the fear is spreading more bigger. So in all the sessions that I have been conducting, in all the interactions that I've been doing with people, I've been telling them there is a huge difference between caution and fear. We should be cautious. Yes, we should take precaution. It doesn't mean that we should kill our own antibodies inside our own bodies, which are going to be our army to fight the viruses, and then let the fear take over, and then just die in their hands like nothing. I mean, we become like cotton, if we do that. So
the,
sorry.
can I just
Yeah.
add to your thing, because it's a beautiful point. And I just wanted to add, the metaphor that I was giving to everyone is it's like a seat belt, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know the government is enforcing a number of things on us, and for a lot of people it's making them anxious. But are there other areas in our life where the government enforces stuff where we don't get anxious? A seat belt. We put on a seatbelt every day. It's for our own safety. Does it mean we're going to get sick? Does it mean we're just taking precautions so that we don't. And just because you're taking precautions doesn't mean we need to be fearful. It's a safety measure, just like a seatbelt. Just think of it as a seatbelt.
Very good.
Sorry, I didn't.
No. Very good, Muneer. I think I love this one, and I'm going to use it with your permission in my sessions from now on, because I think this is probably for a layman, it is the easiest thing to understand, and that's exactly what my objective in putting this group through was. And Orlando, thank you very much for echoing out my thought process again, that we have a responsibility. If if we are not going to pay back of what knowledge that the Almighty has given us, it is our time now to pay back that knowledge and to let people know that you, especially the frontliners, my main work right now I'm doing with the frontliners, the doctors. I'm involved in arranging the PPEs. Till now, within our group, we have arranged around 10,000 PPEs for the frontline doctors, law enforcement agencies, police, because government does not have the capacity to do that alone. So, and what I am doing on the back end is every day, even when I finish this session today with you guys, 10 o'clock, my session with police, doctors, and a corona patient are going to start. So I am doing this 3 times a week regularly, and then one off as much. And when I go on live on Facebook, when I do my videos, all I'm talking about is this fear mongering, that how can we get rid of fear mongering and build our own antibodies. Because if we don't do that, in fact, by the way, 5 minutes before this Laura came online, I just closed my talk with one of the biggest doctors in Pakistan, who is also a cognitive therapist and CBT therapist, and he said the same thing. He was talking about the book by Bruce Lipton. I don't know if any of you have read that book, Biology of Beliefs, right? So
Biology.
yeah, so this is what I think we need to do. And Joe, please, I would like to hear your comments as well now.
Yeah, and happy birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, March.
Is it your birthday?
No, it was
It was
25th. She remembered that. I'm impressed. It was 25th.
Yeah, it was what 25th something.
25th. Yeah. Wow, I'm impressed, Joy.
25th.
I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah,
impressed.
yeah. So, it's very interesting because I love everybody's feedback, and it actually enriches my own life in such a beautiful way. So thank you for being here. Um, and everything resonated with me. Like everybody said something that truly, oh, look at a beautiful little boy. Hello. Hi.
And
Hey, can I
what's
speak
his
Polish
name,
too?
Muneer? Forget about the meeting. What's his name?
This is Kamil.
Oh,
Kamil,
Camille,
mashallah,
hi.
mashallah.
oh,
Welcome.
hi.
Yeah, little coach in training. In
Yeah,
training.
in training. Yeah, sorry, Joe. Please continue. That was a good diversion.
So so here, meditation, yoga, kind of, having a healthy outlet, like Muneer said, just giving yourself that permission to be authentic and acknowledge the fear or whatever is coming up, whether it's anxiety or doubt or whatever that is. And being reflective, like Orlando, what you said, and really being intentional about everything that I do. So for me, I woke up and I was like, it's all about keeping the right state. It's all about state management.
Yeah.
And it's not just, now we are in a times that it's not our state management only, it's also kind of holding place for everybody around us. And being that kind of that it is really kind of a beautiful call for humanity to be more selfless. And then, like we always thought like, oh, it's about state management, it's about being here, aligned, etc. But it's really, now it's a bigger issue. It's everybody else that we need to hold that place for. So I'm being very intentional, just like living healthy life, same yoga, meditation, hydration, but also taking time to be outside, to be connected to nature. And that's for me is a beautiful alignment. So very simple. And connecting with like-minded people too. So
We are.
yes, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I agree.
Amazing. Amazing. So guys, then Orlando, your session is at what time? I think after this you have a session, right? Mike,
Oh, we can't hear you.
Orlando, wait. Yes, please.
Sorry, I had to non-virus related cough earlier, so I muted myself. So in 2 hours and 7 o'clock UK time, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes, I've started up a weekly get-together for practitioners, really a support system and a learning system for the people that are looking to help the people that need help that might be helping the people. And look, I see this as very circular, that it's all very well. There's a lot of practitioners out there, a lot of people that have had training that don't necessarily work as a NLP or practitioner or a hypnotherapist or well-being therapist. They may do other things, but they have this skill set in their language, in their behaviors. Look, Mohammed, what you're doing is phenomenal. All of us can do something on different levels with our own communities, whether that's our family, our friends group, the next door neighbor yelling over the fence, or the next apartment. The space that we're creating there, and Joe, I love the way you described that, creating not just holding for yourself, but holding a space for others. A beautiful way to lead others into a more calm place. That is how I see that. And the group that we're having is, if people want to come along and ask questions about, well, look, I'm thinking about getting online and helping a few people. What do I need to know? Do I need insurance? Do I need tips for using Zoom? A lot of practitioners that may have worked with a few clients, but they haven't used an online base. How is it different logistically? What do I need to be aware of? If we're going to be utilizing hypnotic language, specifically if you're going to use hypnosis as a skill, certainly inoculate against the fact that the Wi-Fi could stop, and at any time after not hearing this voice, you will simply awaken and have a wee giggle and then wonder what happened to the Wi-Fi. you know, these are important things, because if we're working with people to reduce anxiety and then suddenly the voice stops, I would rather they giggle and find the funny side about it very quickly than have any concerns over it, because it's just a connection and you can just play with your phone and away it goes again. No worries at all. Yeah.
Orlando, by the way, on a serious note, when you are doing a hypnotic session online and the internet goes out, what should you do actually? That's an interesting one.
Well, to me, the number one rule is do not wait for the fire to start looking for a fire engine. Inoculate against it beforehand. Explain to the client that, look, you know, we are working together online. This could happen. It is a possibility. And if it does, tell them what's going to happen, tell them what to expect, and tell them how to react. It's only a suggestion. It might just work. Further from that, once you've done that, a lot of people have different opinions about whether you should or should not work online using hypnosis. Look, that's an individual. Every person needs to make that decision for themselves. I refuse to listen to anyone that's telling me how to do it. I'll do it based on my own judgment. All we need to do is define exactly what is hypnosis and what is not, and then we can make a rule about it. Good luck.
I have to join you guys all on Facebook, because I don't think we're connected on Facebook, right?
That I would like to know this. Make the same question. Yes. I
Let's-
don't know. I mean, I know I'm.
Can you guys share your Facebook?
I am doing it right now. I'm doing my personal as well as my professional. So this is my professional Facebook, and my personal would be. Yeah. So these are the two
Was
Facebook.
there a
pages.
group from our training from 2017? Was there a Facebook group at all? Or I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Muneer started
Guess
something,
Scott
Muneer, you start. Okay, so I can contact Muneer.
but I think that was that's not working anymore. I guess, Muneer, is it?
Oh, it's not.
The Facebook group is, I mean, it's still there. I mean, we
Yes.
probably haven't used it, but
Yeah,
the Facebook.
Invigorated.
Yeah, let me just. What did we call it? Future pace or something.
Yeah, future pace your charisma.
Feature basic.
Your
Future pace
charisma.
your charisma.
Yes. See, Muneer, we don't forget anything that you do, because you always do things in an amazing way.
Yes.
See, if I wasn't so brown, I'd be blushing right now. You're such a sweet talker.
I can't forget when you bent the spoon, Muneer. That is a story I tell in all my training.
You're really gonna go back to the spoon thing, right? Okay, fine, whatever.
No, because that's a story I tell in all my trainings, you know, and you are part of my life, like all my sessions.
But you did it at the end, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I tell people, that try again. And if somebody who is so equipped, if he can fail, why not you fail? You know, we all can fail. So I use that story, that metaphor as a really powerful tool in my sessions.
How do you say that story?
Oh, I make a real fun out of it. Don't
Ah.
go. And then
You're famous. Muneer, you're famous.
yeah, and then I end up with that part that, see, if somebody who has so much knowledge, he has been practicing these things, if he can fail and he can laugh about it, and this is, by the way, the best thing I loved about Muneer, he can laugh about it, because I believe if you cannot laugh on yourself, people will laugh on you. So the first thing you need to learn is to laugh on your own self. So I said, if he can laugh about it, he can not give up and continue to doing it and eventually do it. So we all can.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, you talk about laughter. Orlando talked about laughter. By the way, I also do something called laughter yoga, because laughter is scientifically proven to be one of the most effective stress reduction.
Everyone laughs when I try and do yoga.
That's why I don't enter that premise.
I do not do any. It involves no stretching whatsoever. But it's literally just laughing for no reason, and
It's
is
good. I tried it. It's good.
But by the way, like, literally think of it as a sort of a swish technique, right? Just think of all your problems and then just go like, oh my God, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, and stressed, and then go. And just laugh for like 3 minutes.
That's the idea. You just laugh, like force it at the beginning, and then you just like, and then at some point you start laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's
it changes
contagious.
your chemistry, it changes your physiology, it changes all sorts of it changes your physiology, your breathing, your everything, and slowly but surely you're just doing a swish pattern, essentially. I've shared with you a video, like I spoke about a number of things that I've done for overcoming anxiety and stress, and they're not like the typical things that everyone recommends. So I've shared with you in the chat. Feel free to check it out. I think there's about 8 techniques that I share over there.
Oh, so cool. I just saw that. Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, please try subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to like grow it at the moment.
Yeah.
So
We should all
Um,
subscribe to each other's channels, right?
yeah,
Good
yeah,
idea.
for sure.
Let's share that.
Muneer.
This is my channel.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Are you aware that Bernardo is running weekly NLP Life Talk panels on Zoom?
I think I've saw something. I don't know too much about it, but yeah, I think actually I did see something. Are you on one of them? I think.
Yeah, I was on the one last week, and then a mate of mine was on last night's one, another guy from New Zealand. So I'm trying to find 3 Kiwis in a row. No. So yeah, I could put a good word in for you, but you've got to say you're from New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got brown people there too. It's fine.
So we have 6 New Zealanders out here right now at the moment. 6 Kiwis.
I'll get a message back through to him, fella, with a copy with one of those photos of you on stage with Paul.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? I just used one of those pictures recently. I was like, oh, I gotta get. Orlando had a great picture, and I went through my chats and I found it. I was so glad.
Laura, we are waiting for Laura, Joe, and Michelea, your Facebook IDs, and Muneer. I think I am already.
Laura's is there.
Hold on, I'll get you my Facebook
I
ID.
send you right now.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the WhatsApp.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, no, you can find it in chat, but maybe I guess that the chat is not.
Oh no, I think Laura, probably what has happened is that you have probably sent it to someone.
Sorry, everyone. Shut up, Mohammed.
Hello.
Right, there you go.
And who is this?
I guess that the chat is the chat doesn't work when we are not connected, so we have to look for each other right now. I mean,
No, I think in chat. Let me send you a message. Wait, I'll send you one on personal message here on chat. Hi, do you receive this one? Because I think you have probably.
I send.
You might have sent it to privately someone.
Yes.
Yes. So now, if you go and click on everyone, you go to chat and you click on everyone, then you will all receive it.
Yes, I will send my Facebook connection, because now I checked and I am in contact only with Michelea and Orlando.
Orlando,
I
yeah.
I didn't. I guess I was in contact with you, Mohammed, but I didn't find you now.
Yeah, no, I think we were there before.
See.
Orlando, I think I have.
I don't know.
I have just not liked your page as well. So you send 2
Hey,
page
Mohammed, I
IDs.
like how you did your background.
Yeah, this is virtual
I like your
background.
background. Yeah, I like the branding. It caught my eye.
This is my book actually. This is my book which came out in Urdu. So I have put this one at the back. Actually, this was before you came. Everybody was talking about the background. I said, okay, I'll have my background as well.
Is it a projector? It's
No,
from technicality. Is it a projector?
No, you go to zoom.us. If you are using an app Mac, you go to Zoom preferences. In the preferences, you have something called virtual background. So you click on virtual background, and you can have you have to, if you want to deceive the Zoom, you have to click the button that I have a green room. So it will consider that you have a green room at the back. However, you need to have one consistent back wall. Let me show you. Wait a second. Let me show you something here. This is.
Getting a little IT lesson
I'm
here.
gonna have to make a move.
We'll be closing Muneer in 5 minutes anyways, if you can stay for 5 minutes. So see, this. Now my background is consistent in one color, and I have strict Zoom in believing that it's a green wall. So anything that, any picture that I put, I will show you that also. If I put, let's say, if I want to change this one,
like palms and
I can
sea.
use this. I can use this.
Oh, beautiful.
Ah, sì.
Nice.
I can use this
Ooh,
Sì.
and this.
nice.
And this is my ongoing program, and this. So you can use anything or nothing at all. So basically, this is the advantage that you can have with this Zoom. As Orlando was mentioning, that we can do a lot of these things. So to summarize today's session, Orlando, I will be from 10 to 12. I will be with these doctors. In case if I finish, if you can please share the link with me. Whenever I finish, I'll try to see if you guys are still online. I'll come and visit your your session or chat room. Secondly, guys, let's take it to the next step and let's plan our next session as we discussed. So you all can probably send me a topic that you would like to talk about. I can take you individually, or we can have a panel, let's say a panel of 4 per session, and we can do let's say two ladies and 2 gentlemen. We can have a talk every time, and we can share our ideas and thoughts, like amazing ideas that Orlando shared, as well as if Orlando, you are making your hypnotic recordings and stuff.
Yes,
I
Orlando,
think
please share
we
your
can share that
pages.
with the larger audience. And I would like to know how you use GarageBand, or what you call, because I am also a Mac user, and I am right now converting my book into an audio book, which I'll be now giving free of cost to people. Before it was a paid book. So after it becomes audio, so I'm recording all the videos and I'm recording it on this phone. So that's what I'm doing. So if whatever
You can,
expertise you can share.
if you, I think GarageBand is specifically for Mac. There's also Audacity, which you can use,
Yes.
which is free.
That's
No, I
and
use, I have a Mac. I have a Mac, so I don't know how to use GarageBand.
Me too. Me too. I don't know.
Audacity, if you just I'll type it in. You can just Google it, and you if you go to Google, you put it in. You can download it. I've created a couple of pretty gangster hypnosis if I can say so myself. Well, I have
Really?
like hello, how are you kind of thing, and all round.
Sì.
Yeah, one of those. So that was kind of cool with binaural beats and stuff. So
Really?
yeah. Well, the binaural beats, you
It's a
have
good
to
idea.
find audio from elsewhere, but it allows, I mean, allows you to do right audio, left audio, so you can say, and then both stereo, so you can do a bunch. Orlando, we should compare notes on how you're doing hypnosis recordings at some point.
Is it?
Well, yeah, we could do that. It also opens to another possibility that, look, I'm not sure if everyone here in the room has had the pleasure of a double induction or a triple induction.
Yes.
Yes.
Sì.
I can't believe it.
Love it.
Okay. Well,
Great.
utilizing it takes a bit of planning, but using technology, what we can do is, for example, I can record something and then I could put it in a Dropbox, and then Joe could pull it out, drop it into GarageBand, and then she could record whatever she wants to alongside, up, down, below, around the track, and then bump it to the next person, and they can record. And this is not specific to one language.
Absolutely.
So, for example,
Oh, interesting. I like that.
when I was in Italy, when I was in Florida, I had the very cool opportunity to have Tina Taylor in front of me in English, Alessandro on one side and Marco on the other side. And I have no idea what any of them were talking about. I don't even know where I was. Trying to track a language that you're beginning to learn, plus from 2 different people, plus a language you're supposed to know but you can't understand because your brain's already gone. Is pretty cool.
Yes, of course, like a kind of a line with Audacity is very good to record voice track, and then you can convert free
Audacity
easily, and it's a very
We
Yeah.
could use with Mac. We could use
No,
Audacity with Mac.
no.
Yeah,
So
see,
problem.
For Mac,
Oh,
only
but
For Mark,
GarageBand.
it's a garage band. Yeah.
no,
GarageBand.
I
Okay.
think Audacity also works, but
Munir,
yeah,
is
you've also
is
got.
this the
we
website?
can do two
You can
or
do
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I love that.
It's
Okay.
very easy to find to make an MP3. We can share MP3 and open with every kind of
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
could
of
do,
app.
yeah. What I hear is like there are two needs. One is like to support each other and have meetings maybe like, well, you know, once every 2 weeks or something like that, or once a month. And the other one is to create something for everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Orlando, I would like you to share a little bit on how you use the GarageBand. Probably make a small audio on that, and we'll all love to use that, the Mac users. And our first Facebook Live. Can we put a date and time to it now?
What's the Facebook Live for?
For the general public, let's share
A
our thoughts
panel.
and our
Oh,
Have,
so
Yeah.
yeah,
no,
panel and everybody shares them.
yeah.
Yeah. Is Zoom better or is Facebook better? Facebook Live is better.
Through Zoom, I can go to Facebook Live. That's not an issue. I do it regularly through Zoom. I have purchased Zoom, so it is easier to go through Zoom. We can have even 100 people going live on Facebook through Zoom.
I have another question in that, Mohammed. Have you bought? I've got a subscription for Zoom as well, but I have not yet attempted to use Facebook linked into Facebook. Zoom linked into Facebook Live.
I'm using it.
I bought into the first tier of Zoom. Is that quite simple?
Yeah. It's the same thing. It's you go to Zoom settings. In the settings, you have when you go almost, I think it is about fourth or fifth level of the setting, the general page. You will see it says allow Facebook Live, YouTube Live. You just click that, and that's it. I can share
Okay.
the screenshot.
I'll have a play with it.
Yeah.
With the GarageBand, I was actually thinking what we could do is tee up a day and time. Like, I'm not a great in-depth user of it, but I can certainly get you up and running. And what we could do is do a Zoom, and I can share my screen and just show you. I go from here to here to here. I open up this, and then I do this, and this works.
Yeah.
Done.
I can do one for Audacity as well.
Oh,
I
that-
learned from YouTube.
Yeah.
That will be great, guys. That will be great. So
And Audacity also does work with Mac but I think GarageBand is probably a bit better.
I am downloading
Yeah.
Audacity also right now. It is the audacityteam.org, the website where I've written that website on the chat. So, okay, great,
And
guys.
if you can, it's very very nice, very comfortable to have a microphone, not great like as one of Muneer, but a little, a great big microphone, but a little.
Is this okay? Munir, is this okay?
Yeah, guys, in
like-
terms of sound, as long as you're not doing it on a phone from far. Someone's calling me. Yeah, just a lapel mic would be good. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I
Okay,
use
so-
this little microphone. I put like a pin like this,
Yes,
or use
same here,
stick it
like
in,
this.
and it gave a really deep sound of the voice. Is better than use the microphone only of the telephone, and you can like a little jack go in the telephone.
Uh-huh.
You can put your
Okay.
microphone in your smartphone, and it
Okay.
changes a lot. The quality of your voice become loud, deeper, and so
You can sleep.
I mean,
now.
nicer.
Okay.
Good tip.
Great. Okay, so
So are
guys,
you Mac or are you Apple or Android? Whatever they call it.
I am Mac. Laura,
Yeah.
iMac.
Apple.
iMac.
So Laura, you
PC.
PC, okay.
P-
And
on
Muneer is all over the place, so he can use both.
He's everywhere, man.
He's actually
What did I do? I'm like
a creator. He's a really good creator.
I'm
He
like a
creates amazing stuff.
coronavirus.
Okay.
Well,
So
guys,
guys,
it was great to see you. I'm gonna have to run.
yeah, guys, let's just summarizing it very quickly. Orlando, I would like you if you can put on a WhatsApp your GarageBand session, Muneer your Audacity session, and I'm gonna propose next Wednesday for our first Facebook Live. Same time probably, if you all are okay.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, the coming Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Wednesday, not Friday.
I think
Wednesday.
I'm
Wednesday is
gonna
like-
have to get back to you, but it's good to schedule something.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm writing it right now, and thank you very much, all of you. I'll be sharing this video on my YouTube. You can all forward share it as well, and yeah, that's ready. So thank you very much for coming online, Muneer. If your phone is over, we'll say bye to you. That's fine, man.
Do you want to share that?
You all on
I'm a
sleep now.
All right,
Yeah, bye, guys.
guys,
Bye.
I gotta run. Love
Yeah.
you all.
Love you.
Okay.
We'll just do a summary
Love
in
you.
Bye.
Bye.
the app.
It is.
Bye.
we see each other next Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Cool.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao. Bye, bye.